Good morning, guys. This is Springmaid Mountain Camping and Resort. We are in Site 14. We're going to give you a review of our site and the campground, the good and the bad. And so make sure you pay attention. And so, because I'm telling you right now, I looked on YouTube before we even tried to come out here. I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find any review that anybody did on the campground. Matter of fact, we had a time even finding pictures, didn't
Yeah,
we?
we had time finding pictures.
Of it on their website.
Yeah.
They don't commercialize this as much. And so if you really want to stay at this campground out here, make sure you pay attention to everything we're saying. And we're going to try to give you as fair as we can and as detailed as we can, okay? But there is the bathhouse that is right next, really, I mean, walking distance from where we're at. It's really walking distance from all the sites, but it's all the sites are water and electric. Water and electric. I don't think the tent sites. I'm not sure if the tent sites have.
The tent sites are just water.
The tent sites are just water. But anyway, guys, let's go through. We're going to show you. You're going to see some videos being overlaid about certain things, and while we're talking about them, and that's just to help the video flow go a little bit better. But when we first arrived, we came down this one called. It's called Henredden or something like that, isn't it?
Henredden Road.
Henredden.
I guess that's how you say it.
It's right here. We're going to show you. This is the map. I'm not sure. Do they have this map online?
Yes.
Okay, this map is online. So if you guys want to look at the map, you can see it in conjunction with what we're saying. Now, we came in, and it's basically just a one-lane road, isn't it? Is this a one-lane road?
No, this is 2 lanes.
This is 2 lanes.
It looks like it kind of ends right here, but I think it keeps going. But
okay,
you're going to pull up, and it's going to be turning into a gravel drive from the road.
All right. So anyway, it's a 2-lane road here. But when you arrive, the main office. Now, let me just say, we only spoke with Joe. And he was a really nice guy.
Super nice.
Joe was just absolutely a super fella.
Very helpful.
Very helpful. Very just willing to go out of his way to help you out. We really do appreciate that. Very nice, beautiful area. Absolutely just gorgeous, very quiet area. But at any rate, the campground is up Saddle Ridge Road or Saddle Ridge Drive. Saddle Ridge Drive. Now he wrote this on here, and but that's the road. There's other little roads in here, but this is the road for the campground and to some of the cabins. And so, but any rate, guys, this one road here is a single lane road. This is one of the red flags that I saw when I first saw this map. I said, wait a minute, there's only one way in and one way out. And if this is one of the big problems I have with this place, if you're coming in and you're coming in with a motorhome or a travel trailer or anything like that, fifth wheel, what have you, and there's somebody coming this way, there was a couple pull-offs, but nothing to accommodate a large travel trailer or somebody pulling a large camper, anything over 25 feet. Guys, somebody's going to have to back up. Somebody's got to back up, and they're going to run into a major problem here. And so also, I believe this road needs to be graded at the time of this video, which is 2023. They need some serious grading here and there where look like there's been some water washout. And so that's going to make it tough. You could bottom out in certain areas, especially if you're pulling, again, travel trailer. A fifth wheel may not have as a hard time, but usually the longer you get, if you have a steep grade going up, you could scrape as your back end would hit the ground. And so they need to do some serious grading here and there on this road here. And so, but other than that, this is a one-lane road. And so if there's somebody coming on the opposite end, there's going to be a serious problem. Now, what we're going to do,
too. Like it's not just a short road. It's pretty long.
Yeah,
pretty good ways back in here.
What we're going to do is when we're leaving, Sandra's going to go all the way out, and she's going to wait at the entrance. That way, if somebody with a camper tries to come in, she's going to tell them I'm on my way out. Because if not, we're going to dead end. We're going to come together here, and somebody's going to have to back up, and you're going to be backing up the hill here. And the other person is just, like I said, this really needs to be done a different way. There needs to be 2 areas to come in and out. Once you get up here, the There's a dump station. The dump station, I did do a little video on it. I really have a problem with their dump station, and I may not be the only one because it looks like it hasn't been used in quite some time. I'm assuming, I mean, that the opening there is buried pretty good. So I don't think many people have been using their dump station, and I think I know why. If you'll notice, there's a lean. It may not look that bad on the camera here, but when you put a motorhome or a camper here, it's going to be leaning pretty bad on this side, and that's going to cause the flow of the tanks not to empty out. And it's really bad, guys. They really need to have it like flat up here, as wide as your standard camper or RV. At least, I'd say at least a good 8.5, 9 feet. Have it out and have it flat to where they could get onto, or either that or have it leaning towards this way just a hair. And but it doesn't look like people have been using their dump stations, and I really don't blame them. We're not going to use it. Okay, now once you come in, it's a one-way. You're going to the right, and you're going to go all the way around. Well, the cabins here, actually, the part that you cut in for the campers cuts in. The road will go all the way around, but actually you're going to cut in. Guys, the only sites that I would recommend for large RVs, if you're longer than 25 feet, just take it. I'm going to give you some good advice. I would stick with 1, 2, or 3. I would not go anywhere else in this campground, because when you look at this campground in conjunction to this main office, you're thinking, oh, this is a great big old place. No, it's not. It's real small, and everything is congested and there's trees all throughout this campground. And if you got a long travel trailer, you're going to have a time, because some of these little roads that you have to turn on, the water has washed out some of the road. They need to do some grading, and they need to bring in a couple truckloads of gravel and fill in these areas, because you're going to bottom out. You're going to bottom out.
Well, and not only that, Donna, you can't make really wide turns in here either.
You can't.
It's very small.
Yeah, it's a real small. If you guys got like a Scamp, if you got, now this is where we're at. We're on 14, but if you got a Scamp, if you got a truck camper, a van, a pop-up, anything like that, you're going to be fine. If you're a tent camper, you are going to be fine, period, because all you're going to have is just a vehicle. And so tent camping, this is a gorgeous little place for tent camping. But if you got a large RV, I'm telling you, a large RV, you stick with either 1, 2, or 3. I wouldn't go any further in this. Guys, you're going to have a tough time trying to make some of these turns. They are extremely sharp. So if you got a tall, let's say a fifth wheel, or a motorhome, or a Class A, I don't see how a Class A could even turn around in some of the areas.
No, because this is very small. If you see our site right here, and you see the cabins over here, you see it looks like a big, long ways away. It's
actually right there. There's the cabin.
Yeah, you can see it.
It's a little misleading. When you look on here, you think, wow, this is a long ways away. No, it's right there. Yeah. I could almost holler at them, and they could hear me.
The road inside the campground is very narrow.
Yeah, it's very narrow. It isn't a 2-lane road. If you got, that's the reason they said one way.
Yeah.
Now, trust me, this here, they need to widen this thing, or they need to have an extra. They need to have an exit where you can come out and maybe come out that way. It's just it's happened before. And so, but other than that,
it's a very nice campground.
It's very nice.
The bathhouse is very nice. Showers.
Yeah,
it's a nice, peaceful campground.
Yeah,
and there are things to do here. There's kayaking, there's tubing, there's horseback riding, there's fishing. So there's a lot of stuff to do.
We could not kayak because the water levels are down. They said they didn't get a lot of snow, and they said even the people that are doing tubing are hitting the bottom. And so they said kayaking and tubing at the time of this video, which we're June of 2023, they said the winter just didn't give them a lot of moisture.
And they haven't had a lot of rain either this
yeah,
year.
but you can do trout fishing, and so there's, like I said, there's things around here. If you brought an extra vehicle or something like that, if you're a motorhome, there's other places you can go and
there's a lot of people horseback riding here.
Yeah, a lot of, and I think the horseback riding is $50 a person. Tubing is $25.
They have an hour-long horseback ride and I think an hour-and-a-half-long horseback ride. Tubing is $10 a piece. Kayaking is $25.
Okay.
And then the sites, the 30-amp sites are $45. The 50-amp sites are $55. Cabins start at $99 for a one-room, and tent sites are $25.
All right. Well, guys, we we hate to say anything bad about any campground, because
and the campground itself is lovely, but it's just getting in and out of it is
and I will say this, I do think they need to get out of the RV, the actual RV, the motorhome stuff. I think they need to drop those and keep this place as a small, tiny camper and tent only. If they was to do that, half their battle is, most of their problems, I'm sure they run into some issues.
If you've got like an A-frame, a pop-up, a teardrop, a scamp, something like that, you're good.
You're going to be fine. Yeah, you're going to be just fine. Plenty of room.
A van, camper van, whatever. Those are going to be good.
Yeah, but if you got a Class A, a large Class A, I'm 10 right now. I wouldn't come here.
I wouldn't.
Don't even attempt it.
You can, but you're going to stay in 1, 2,
yeah,
or 3.
If you can't get in 1, 2, or 3, don't come. Don't you come. I'm telling you guys. Again, the people, well, Joe is only the real one that we talked to. Super, super nice guy. And so, again, if you want a tent camp, you want a cabin, stay in the cabins. If you want a kayak.
The cabins seem very nice.
If you want to fish, if you want a tube, come to this place. But if you're a large RV, get you another place to go. That's just our personal opinion. All right, guys. Hope this helps out. You guys take care. Bye-bye.